Good morning. It's the morning after the UKDFBA international finals, and boom! Fifth place in the men's heavyweights. I'm not sure how the international athletes qualified for that show. Obviously, they did have to qualify. So yeah, it was really good. The standard was good. The venue I like because it's the same as the NPA finals I did in 2015. And I'm happy with fifth place. At one point I thought I was going to get third, and the judges during the results said there was a slither of points between third and fifth, which is really disappointing because when you look back over your 39-week prep, was there anywhere I could have pushed a little bit harder to get those slithers points and get the third instead of the fifth? Probably, because if you ask yourself honestly, should I have maybe done an extra set 5 weeks ago here or there, or done some extra reps here or there, or pushed or walked an extra 10 minutes a day, or all those questions fly through your head. And it's easy to say now that it's over, or I should have worked harder, but at the time you are ruined. You're exhausted from a prep that long. But I'm happy with fifth at my first international, and I was competitor 145. I didn't get on stage till about 10 in the evening. It was a long show. We had to register at 11 a.m, so I was there for 11 hours just hanging around before getting on stage, which is hard. I thought it was going to be on about 8:30 initially, so I only bought so many meals and so much food with me. Should have bought more food, but because the only time I got to look at myself in the mirror was straight after the pre-judging, and I thought, wow, I look thin and tight. So I hadn't, even during the pump up and everything, I hadn't had a chance to look at myself and gauge what physique I had. I was just going with the package I had, and that was it. It was kind of like beelining straight for that stage moment without looking at myself, because there's not an awful lot you can do in the last hour or two before getting on stage. Anyway, there's even less you can do in the last 20 minutes. So, there's not a lot. In hindsight, I should have bought some rice cakes and added an extra couple of meals of carbs in, fill me out. But then if I'd filled out, yeah, I would have been bigger, but I wouldn't have been as tight. So it's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. I was nice and tight on stage. Possibly I should have been a little bit fuller, just to show off some of those lines a touch more, but and the shape, because my shoulders I thought looked quite drawn in, but that could have been the last 2.5, 3 weeks prep, because you look at me 4 weeks ago compared to what I was like a few days out. I think I had sacrificed some muscle in my shoulders a touch, but it was there to be sacrificed. It's either sacrifice some muscle and push for the condition. You cannot get insane condition without being in a decent deficit, or I couldn't have done. I mean, I know you've got pros and stuff that keep their carbs massively high. My carbs are high. The lowest I went on a daily basis was 384 grams of carbs, and I was dying on that, and then we decided to really push it for the last 13 days, where we carb cycled from 400, 300, 200, 100, and then 400, 300, 200, 100. And the 200 and the 100 days, vision was like, it was just insane. And to try and train and push yourself and keep your activity exactly the same as what it was when you were 550 grams of carbs, is just insane. It's just a serious task. It isn't. There's no time for fools when you are dieting like that, and you are obviously quite low on body fat already, but there is just no space for error, and there's no time to joke about it. It's a serious thing. But yeah, done. 2017 done. It's been a good year. Second at the BNBF Southern Championships. I still feel I should have won that. Should have been first. It was a split decision. I bought better condition, much better condition than the winner. So second at the BNBF Southern 2017. First in the men's heavyweights MPA Southeast, and then NPA Southeast overall champion, which has got to be the highlight of the year. That was unbelievable. That was brilliant. That's something I will never ever forget. My first heavyweight title, which I was probably due this year. I always wanted a heavyweight title. To be so close to it at the BNBF Southern and then miss out by a split decision from the head judge, I believe it was it felt harsh. So the MPA obviously filled that gap for me, and that was an amazing experience. I got third at the UKDFBA heavyweights Southern Counties. Really, those two guys that beat me are still better than me. They are better bodybuilders. There's no two ways about it. And I'm not gonna say I was disappointed, because there's no possible way I was going to do better. Dusan Zubar beat me in second spot in that show. And then we go on to our first finals, the BNBF British finals, where I spilled quite badly. I kept putting food in, hoping that all of a sudden I was just going to fill out and turn into a beast and draw water in. That didn't happen. I just ended up turning into a marshmallow, a big watery marshmallow, and that was that. That was ruined, which sucks, because that was 2 years worth of prep, of aiming for that top 3 there, because I did want to go to the DFAC in Miami. That was going to be my pinnacle of my season, but obviously things don't quite work out the way that you want them to in that respect. And then the UKDFBA International Finals here, which I got 5th place. Again, I was beaten by Dusan Zubar. He finished 3rd this time. So, but it was much closer according to the judges. I can't remember whether I've already spoken about this. There was a slither of points between 3rd to 5th. So, I mean, at one point I was made for front and centre in the lineup. I was called out in the first call-outs. Could I finish 3rd? Probably. Am I disappointed I didn't? Nah. I put everything into this. I am tired. 39 weeks of dieting, something like 86 days of prep. I'm done. I can't even remember spring or summer. I can't remember summer whatsoever. I started dieting on 28th of January, and now it's the 23rd of October. So I'm due an off season. It's time to have a nice off season. It's time to enjoy Christmas again, which feels like it was only a few days ago, because as soon as Christmas was finished last year, it was full steam ahead. And even at Christmas last year, I was cutting out some dirty foods and starting to really dial in my meals and my prep. So you could say it was even before Christmas I started to nail my prep a bit more. You start to just turn the wick up a little bit. You give yourself a little bit less leeway, and that was coming at the end of November, really. So it probably has been a good year where I've been concentrating on doing things properly for this show. But this was the best I looked yesterday, without a shadow of a doubt. I think when I get the pictures back, it would be nice to see and compare all of my shows. And I didn't spill for this one, which is good, because I think I probably spilt a little bit for the Southern BNBF. I didn't even load for the NPA, which I won the overall. I just carried on doing a normal day, so I was obviously a little bit depleted for that one. And you could tell in the winner's shots, because I started to go soft and drawn in. But yeah, UKDFBA, I probably spilt a touch on that, but I was full. Well, who knows? I was probably all right for the UKDFBA. It just was too much too late, probably, because I hadn't really given much time to sink in and absorb. It was a backload. It was a 24-hour backload where I did 1,200 grams of carbs on the Saturday and then woke up and went straight to the show on the Sunday. That's quite a lot to squeeze in. It's quite a jump for your body to deal with when you're on 417 or so, 418 grams of carbs or 428 to start with, to all of a sudden put 1,200 in. I did feel like I was storing some water from the shock of it, but yeah, a big thank you to Darren for this year's prep advice. If I've got a question or anything, because I cannot mindlessly follow an instruction to do something. I need to understand the science and the process behind it. I love to learn about why something happens and what to do and where and how. I cannot mindlessly follow something. It will drive my OCD crazy. So the good thing about Darren is if he asks me to do something, there is a valid reason why and how it works and science behind it and the process in which he believes this would work. So, I mean, we've tried plenty of different processes to try and get the best out of my physique over the years now, because Team DSL and I have been working together for since 2014, so 3 years. But yeah, Darren's great, because as soon as I have my OCD moment where I don't understand something or I need to learn about something in particular, he'll message me back straight away, and there's the explanation. Some of this stuff you won't even find on the bro science in online. You can't trust what you read online anyway. So, but yeah, thank you to Darren and all his other athletes. Thank you to the UKDFBA for finishing off a great year for me. That's about it. I'd just like to say thanks, and I will be seeing you at the next prep. When that will be, I don't know. I've obviously made progress this year. Have I made enough progress, or the progress that I thought I was going to make? Probably not. I am bigger, my legs are better, my legs have progressed a lot. Has my upper body? Maybe not as much as I had liked, but beggars can't be choosers. This sport takes time, and you must dedicate a lot of time to. All of the athletes that come home with trophies and placings, the bodybuilding men's opens, you've got to respect the amount of sacrifice that they've put in to doing those shows, because everything goes into being successful in this sport. Everything. It may only be a small part of British sport, and not many people know about natural bodybuilding and stuff like that, and bodybuilding in general, but natural in particular, where everyone's on a level playing field. There are no drugs being taken to support muscle growth and fat loss and things like that. It is pure hard work from your own body. There's no drugs, there's no external forces at work on the body. It's all hard work. So what you see is dedication, and you've got to take your hat off to those guys that compete and have dedicated so much time to looking the way they look on stage. And obviously, is it worth all that effort for the success? Oh yeah, it is. But it takes a lot out of you. So I'm gonna have a nice off season now. I'm going to enjoy my off season. We've gone blurry. There we go. We're back. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much, UKDFBA, Lee Kemp, Vicky McCann, and Michael Phillips. From the 3 federations I qualified for their British finals in this year. It's been a great year. It's been a fun year. And I can close the chapter from 2015 now, finally, on 2017, where I had unfinished business. I knew I had to go again. I've gone again, and here we are. So thank you very much. and I will be seeing you in the future. Cheers, thanks.